Welcome back, big fellas, to Konvos with Craig. I'm your host, Craig Paul Cox. Today's just me again because I want to keep on trying out this new format and see how you guys like it. But this is a fun episode. If you're watching the video, you may see that I'm wearing a Mickey Mouse hat. Excuse me. So it's going to be kind of a Disney Central video. But before I go forward, I do like to talk about the Bibles of the episode. Let's see what we got here. So Titus chapter 1, verse 11. For the grace of God has appeared, bringing salvation to all men. Then verse 12, instructing us to deny ungodliness and worldly desires, to live sensibly and righteously and godly in the present age. Man, I just love how this kind of sums everything up for the gospel. Deny what's evil, follow what's good, and just to live an awesome, righteous life. So I pray that we take this verse this week and we really, think about it a lot and what it means to truly live a life honoring to God. Now, this week, I kind of teased in the last episode, we're going to talk about Disney a lot in this one. Because I wanted to talk about one big thing we're going to get into is what I would do to create my own Disneyland, to build my own Disney park. And before I go in deep, I want to make sure that my microphone is hooked up. And let me see. Looks like it might be giving me trouble. Give me 1 second. Let me see right here. I should have checked this before I start the episode. But that's okay. That's okay. I think I might need to put it into this side of my laptop. Nope, I don't actually. So as I'm going through this, let me see, right here, some technical difficulties with Give me 1 second to get this set up. Well, I might just have to improvise it and just keep on going. Don't know why it's not coming up. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we got everything set up and squared away. Hopefully the audio sounds 1,000 times better, I assume. Well, there we go. Alright. Now let's get into the episode. Before I go into the main topic, I want to talk about 3 good things to start off this show. 3 good things about Disney parks that make it separate and different from any other theme park or entertainment industry that's out there at the moment. I gotta go with one of the good things is the live entertainment. The live entertainment for the fireworks, for the shows, the parades. You can't find that in your park. Other parks, they have parades, they have stage shows, they have stuff. But nothing that even compels to what Disney has. Nothing at all. So, like, for example, even when we go to Hollywood Studios has, like, the Beauty and the Beast show, the Little Mermaid, the Villain show, and even the 3D Magic Kingdom's parades, like, Not So Scary, Boo-Too Parade's one of my favorite Disney parades of all time. Just can't beat it. And the fireworks is just such an iconic part of Disney, the Disney experience. Can't go on for that. Second, I gotta say the theming. I mean, Universal's getting up there with how good their theming is, especially in Epic Universe. Like, you can see how they're building it up, nice and strong. But I gotta give, every part of Disney, like every part of it, like even the hotels, the shopping area, everything's intensely themed in a certain way. It just always blows it out of the park. So I gotta give Disney, like, kudos for the great theming. And I gotta say, the storytelling for the rides, like, the way that they tell this, as the Fedgood thing, when they tell stories for the rides, like for Haunted Mansion, it's a basic plot. Like, you go in a haunted house and you gotta try to find your way out. But with all the ghosts in there, so much lore and background you can add to it. With you don't need to know. When I say lore, like basically like every room and every ghost in a haunted mansion has a backstory behind them. But you can, if you go in and know that, it adds more. You come in and out and you don't know any of that, that's still okay. And that's what makes Disney rides like so unique, that they have that going into them. So, just storytelling beyond anything you can have at a theme park. But, to summarize my 3 good things again, number 1 for Disney, for 3 good things about Disney, is, the live entertainment, parades, fireworks, shows. Number 2, theming, the way they construct the buildings, like the hotels, the shopping area, everything is just out of the park. And it's very good. And my favorite thing about Disney, again, as a summary, it's got to be the storytelling. Storytelling is 100% top tier for Disney. And while I'm at it, if you do love me, you would do this. If you don't love me, try loving me, then do this. Be sure you're subscribed to Konvos with Craig on YouTube, follow on our Apple Podcasts, Spotify, where we listen, and save it to your Instagram story. Our goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube before the 4th of July. Because on the 4th of July, exclusive here now, to honor America's 250th birthday, I'm going to do a 250-minute episode of Konvos with Craig. Not live. I haven't figured that out yet. I barely know how to work my microphone from Zoom. And my phone for the podcast version is just recording, because I lost my AirPods and I can't find them anymore. So I got to do that. But, get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do a 250-minute episode that will release on July 4th in honor of America's 250th birthday. So, make it happen. Make it happen, captains and miss captains or captainettes. Or probably just captains. I don't know what the female term for captain is, but I do know our next topic, Disney tips. I'll cry a few tips before I get into our next segment. Which our next segment's what we're going to spend most of this episode on. And I'm very excited about it. So this is my tips for Disney. Tip number 1, you gotta know the My Disney Experience app. You gotta know how it works. It's become one of the most important features of a Disney vacation. You can't go to Disney World without using the app. You use the app to check wait times throughout the park. You can mobile order. You buy your lightning lanes and your individual lighting lanes, which I'm getting to more in a second, through the app. You book dining reservations through the app. Most of the time, if you go to a restaurant, you could get out and walk on, but sometimes even better to do it through the app. So times, like schedule for the shows and parades, it's all on the app. There are some park maps and some of the paper screens that have the schedule on it, but it's just the way to go. The app is 100% the way to go. So you gotta learn the My Disney Experience app. So my advice for anyone going to Disney, this is probably one of the most important tips, is you gotta learn how to use the app, play around with it, so you know the different features of the app. Because if you don't understand it, you will not understand your Disney vacation. You will not understand any of that stuff. So be sure that you do that. And something cool that I picked up on a recent trip to Dallas, before I move into talking more about lightning lanes, is I got this cup from a vintage toy store. You can't see in the podcast form, but it's a McDonald's cup. But it's from when DisneyLand first opened, or DisneyLand was about to open. I don't know if this is in the parks, or if this. Well, I don't think it wasn't in the parks because it says opens, not opening. So this is an Animal Kingdom cup for the Dinosaur Land, my favorite land, and the Dinosaur Ride, my favorite ride, which originally was called Countdown to Extinction. And it was that lane was sponsored by McDonald's. So it has a cool arc right there. Opened spring 1998. So this is like a limited edition cup for like an opening of Animal Kingdom. And now since Dinosaur closed, it's even better. I'm slowly like getting a collection of like dinosaur stuff, because I would have gotten more of it when I was there. But either way, pretty cool thing. I saw that, and I had that. I like collecting like Dex toys and knickknacks, as you see. This was a birthday present from my brother. The Arc Reactor from Iron Man. I also picked up this old McDonald's toy of Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Clone Wars at the vintage toy store. And yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. But you didn't come in to talk about my Dex toys. We came to talk about Disney. And my next Disney tip is this: lightning lanes are worth it. At least for Magic Kingdom and Hollywood. Animal Kingdom, you could probably get away with it because by the time you use all your lightning lanes for like 2 hours, you're done for the day. Because there's just not a lot going on right now. At least until the Tropical Milk is open with Indiana Jones and Encanto and the new carousel. So you gotta know, lightning lanes are 100%, you need them for Magic Kingdom and Hollywood. If you want to ride every ride of Magic or enjoy them in one day, you cannot do it without lightning lanes. Hollywood, it'll just make your time easier, especially since Rock and Roller Coaster's down as of this video. Until the Muppets theme of it opens up, you will need to know how that works. And so you definitely need that understanding of the lightning lanes, because it'll help. Because you can book your lightning lanes and enjoy the shows of Hollywood. Epcot, if you have it, you're chilling. Some of them you don't need it, but I would still recommend it for Epcot. Like the only park, Magic in Hollywood, you're 100% in it. Epcot, you have to wait a little bit on some rides, but you might be able to survive without it. Animal Kingdom, you don't need lightning lanes. The individual so there's lightning lanes, which is just for every single ride, minus the big ones, like the main attractions, like your Rise of Resistance, your Frozens, your Seven Dwarfs, or your Fly Passes. Those are called individual lightning lanes, which means those are not so lightning lanes are the not main or most popular rides in the park, but it still has good rides. The individual lightning lanes, the most popular ride in each park, if you want to get in lightning lane for it, you got to pay extra. That's only for 1 or 2, depending on which park, most popular ride for that park. Magic Kingdom, I believe, only has Seven Dwarfs Mine Train on it. And Tron Life Cycle 1. Hollywood Studios, to my knowledge, only Rise of the Resistance. Everything, all the other rides are regular Land. Epcot. I'm trying to think. I think Guardians of the Galaxy might be the only one on Epcot for individual light lanes. Don't quote me on that, but I believe the only other thing I could think of is maybe Ratatouille, but I don't think I think Ratatouille got added to the regular one. Hollywood, Rise Resistance. Obviously, he's on the paid one. And I think that's it. I think that's it for right now. So kind of a heads up regarding all of that. Now, let's get into the show. The big leads. The shabam. How Craig Paul will fix it, or more like, for this segment, how will Craig Paul make a new Disneyland? If I were to make a Disneyland from scratch, how would I make it? Glad you asked. Let me pull up my map here. So, most likely, so this is like my dream scenario. If I were to create a Disney park from scratch, how would I make it? And I'm going to try to be realistic with it. I'm going to try to think of what would it actually look like? How would it actually, the layout be? So I'm pulling up a image of an app just so I can have a visual representation. If you listen to the podcast, you just have to follow along best you can. Getting the image now, so that way I'm going to use the Disneyland Park just because that one has the most lands compared to Disney World for when I use the imagery for it. So let's start from the beginning. So let's just say Universal's open up a park. They are in Dallas. I'm gonna try to bring breaking live opening day cup. Not opening day cup. It's a problem where to go opening day. I don't know. I'm gonna try to go to it when it opens. Within the first month of it opening, I'm gonna try to make my way over there. And I'm going to try to vlog the experience to post on the channel. And then I'll give an honest review of the park. I don't know why they call it honest reviews. I mean, shouldn't every review be honest? Anyway, so that's for the Universal kids coming to Dallas. Universal, give this video to like 1 million views or something, so Universal can send me like a media pass so I can get in for free. It could be rad. It could be cool. Universal, just drop a comment saying, yo, we'll send you there for free. Even make it look, I just want to go to Krusty Krab. I want to go to Krusty Krab in that land. But anyway, most likely, I'll be very shocked if Disney doesn't do something in Texas after the Universal comes in. I'll be very surprised if they don't. So, but for this scenario, I'm going to just assume Disney's going to go full-blown theme park mode. So, let's break into how I would create a Konvos DisneyLand, or a Disneyland from scratch for my choosing. Now, we'll start from the intro. See, I'm going to try to, probably won't be able to get the video to show it right now. As you see, I'm trying to work on the camera. Can I screen share? I probably should have checked that before. Let me see. So we'll start from the beginning of the park. Most likely, I will 100% Main Street USA is gonna stay the same. You cannot, like that classic entranceway. Let me see if I'm looking up an image of the Disneyland park map. So that way, I'm going to try to sell my screen so I can kind of give you guys a breakdown of how I will create a Disneyland. Because I like, looking at things, with my eye. Let me see. But Main Street USA, how I will put it, I will obviously, I'll keep it in, and I'll keep it pretty similar to how Disney World's Main Street is. Like kind of oh, that's not what I want. It's not what I want. There we go. Oh, hold on. And enhance. The image. There we go. All right, now when it's on my screen, this is. Oh, I just realized my face was very on top. Let's see. Boom. Is it gonna let me? Nope. Okay, so I'm just not gonna do it. That's a lot. That was a big waste of time. Sorry about that. But either way, still recording. Cool. Back to Disneyland. So I have. Do I have a map of Disneyland nearby? Let's see. No, I don't. Either way, I gotta continue with the episode. But probably should be playing this. I decided to record this one last minute because I wanted to really get back. I want to create a habit of recording. So, it's okay. I'm just gonna look at it from a heel. You guys can figure it out. So for Disneyland, Main Street USA, keep it more the same. I will maybe, add in some extra restaurants, make it a little bigger Main Street. More alleyways, kind of like how Wizard was going to be planned. But Main Street will be more or less the same. Maybe similar to Disneyland's, but bigger. Imagine Disneyland style Main Street, but bigger scale. This is what I would do for Disneyland, Texas. The hub will be very similar to Magic Kingdom's hub. It'll be big. Big space for parades, fireworks, the walks. So, nothing too crazy will change there. The castle would not be Cinderella's castle or Sleeping Beauty's. I would do. Part of me wants to do Rapunzel's castle, but have a theme to not hotel, but how the castle parents were living in at the end of Tangled. In that style or similar look. That would be my top choice. Give Rapunzel whole castle. Now, let's go to the lands. Now, Fantasyland will be a kind of a mashup between Disneyland and Disney World's Fantasyland. Disneyland will have the space behind all Disneyland, the one we're making up right now. It will have the space behind the castle for the classic dark rides. The rides I will include, and we'll go by this land by land for what I will put in my own Disney park if I can make one. Peter Pan's Flight will easily be though. I'll throw in Mr. Toad because I like Mr. Toad a lot. Teacups and Dumbo will be in though. I will include a dark ride. A Beauty and the Beast, similar to Enchanted with the Tokyo Disneyland ride. But I know they have a patent for they have to wait so many years before they can do it. So we'll just assume Disney's trying to build this by 2032. I'll include a new version of a Beauty and the Beast dark ride. That has to be in this Fantasyland. I would do something unique and actually do a Fantasia dark ride. Like you go through each scenes, kind of like give you a guided tour for the different scenes from the original Fantasia film. I feel like that can be cool. And I would do an original roller coaster based off of. I don't want to do. We'll get into more villain stuff later, but I'll do a fantasy coaster based off of some sort of dragon. Like there's a lot of Dragon Mountain, like a mountain you're going again. It's original IP, similar to Matterhorn, but at the same time it's not the same thing as Matterhorn, but evolving a dragon. But a dragon looks classic Disney-fied, but it's not at the same time. It's not an IP. So that could be cool. Then I will have that setup be similar to, Disney World's. We will have 7 Dwarf Mine Train. We will have a section of Fantasyland. We will have we'll have like a mini Beauty and the Beast land similar to Disney World. But we won't have Be All Guests because we'll use kind of like Beast's Castle for the ride and make it similar to Disneyland as much as we can. We'll have some type of Gaston, dock ride where it's like a shoot thing where you're shooting targets, like you're practicing hunting or something. That could be cool. Well, see, my lights just flash, I think, so hopefully I don't use power. It's very windy outside. So that'd be one thing I'll have. The next thing, I'm trying to think of unique stuff for this Fantasyland. I'd love to have like a Sword in the Stone restaurant, similar to like Fire Nooks. We will have Winnie the Pooh, and it's a small one. We will have a version. We'll have a new 3D showing though. We won't have Mickey's Fall Magic, but we'll have a new unique show. And similar in style to Mickey's Fall Magic, but a new unique 3D show story for Fantasyland. It'll be cool if something with Jimmy Cricket, taking Pinocchio through the different Disney movies, talking about like him giving him examples of how wishes can come true, something like that. I don't know. I'm just making this up on the fly. So that's Fantasyland, very similar stuff. Now, this is the crazy part of this park, of me making up my own Disney park. There will not be a Tomorrowland. And I'm thinking realistic what Disney would do. Just because Tomorrow always comes, and it's the biggest land that they'll always have in the chains or we themed. There's like no Tomorrowland that's open within the last 15 years. That's the same way from when it opened. The only one's Shanghai. So instead of Tomorrowland, we will have the biggest Avengers campus on the planet. The biggest one. We will have a copy of Spider-Man Web Serenals. That will be included in the land. A copy of... Let me see. There'll be a people mover, but it'll be themed to Iron Man. But the ride vehicles will kind of look red and gold. Have like your arc reactor, and Jarvis will be your narrator. We will have a Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe a copy of Mission Breakout. I don't want to copy too much from Disneyland, but we might have to. We might have to for that one. We will give it like Mission Breakout. There will be an Avengers Dark Ride, not the Avengers ride that's already coming. Avengers Defense, Infinity Defense that's coming to DCA, Disney's California Adventure already. But this would be like a ride, Avengers Day of Doom, or Avengers Doom's Destruction, or something like that. It will be a Doctor Doom will be the villain. We'll also have the classic characters like Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, Captain America, Thor, Hawkeye. It'll be kind of mainly like the OG characters fighting Doctor Doom, but mixed in will be the Fantastic Four, the 20th Century Fox X-Men, and all those guys. One other thing, there will be an X-Men show. It will be we'll do an X-Men ride. An X-Men Dark Ride, kind of the style of Indiana Jones. Both the X-Men and Beast, you go through, Xavier School for the Gifted. Beast recruits you to go help the X-Men on a mission to save the professor. You base it off kind of like the 20th Century Fox movies. This could be cool. Or the reboot X-Men, because that's coming soon. We will have a Doctor Strange Shade Show, Pym's Test Kitchen, There will be kind of a bigger scale with continents done so. Think a small scale version of Indiana Jones, but I'll do Black Panther theme, and it'll be a Black Panther table service restaurant. Sit down. There'll be a Captain America roller coaster. Imagine Tron Life Cycle 1. But you get recruited by Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes to go fight the Red Skull. And it's a suspended coaster, so it feels like you're using something where you're almost like the Falcon wings, but it's like the Captain America Falcon, Sam Wilson's Falcon. But we have Sam Wilson and Chris Evans are both Captain America in the lane. Because those times that they sell the title Captain America together. So that's what I'll put there. And some shops. There'll be like a kind of like a Quinjet jetpack flat ride, similar to kind of like how the Astro Oval is on top of Fina Magic Kingdom, but it'll be like you're on a jetpack. So that would be Avengers Campus, Texas. So that's kind of one side of the park. The other side is when things are going to get a little mixed up. Frontierland, similar to Disney, it's going to be Frontierland, Texas. It's going to be one of the biggest parts of the park. It's going to be huge. It's going to be a lot of land, a lot of original stuff. So Big Thunder Mountain Railroad and Country Bells are getting thrown in, though. Country Bells will rotate every 3 months between the original show, the Vacation Hoedown, the Musical Jamboree, the Disney one, and the Christmas one. So it'll be constantly rotating. Big Thunder Mountain will be the biggest Big Thunder. There'll be no Tom Sawyer Island. It'll be similar to Disneyland Paris. There will be a Haunted Mansion in Frontierland. Similar to Disney World's, but the outside will look kind of more restaurant, abandoned. There will be a Hall President style show talking about the history of Texas and the Republic of Texas. That will be included in this land. We will have a day. Let me see, I'm looking on my time. We will have some type of Pioneer ride. Trying to think. Again, this Frontierland's the size of like Disneyland's Frontierland and Adventureland and New Orleans Grill. So this is a big Frontierland. We'll bring back an original concept that was supposed to go at Disney World, which is going to be a cowboy style power scalping ride called Western River Expedition. That will be included in this land. We'll bring that back. They already have everything. They already made the song for it. We'll just slap that bad boy in there. And other than that, we will also have a slow, a Jungle Cruise style ride, but it will contain animals of Texas and of the rest. And instead of it being themed to like going on a boat ride in Texas, you're going through some type of, hay ride or something like that. Or it could be a boat. We could probably do both. I mean, there's water in Texas. So that's Frontierland, Texas, and it will have that name. So we have Fantasyland, Avengers Campus, Texas, and Frontierland, Texas. Adventureland will be included, and will include a version of Tiki Room, Jungle Cruise, and an Indiana Jones minecart roller coaster. And it will be a small scale Frontierland, and it will include Actually, I'll talk more about Pirates in a second, but that'll be Adventureland. It'll be kind of have its own entrance. It'll be kind of small. It'll be more tropical and more like tiki theme for Polynesian theme. But those will be the rides in it. And it will include a version of Trader Sam's that's usually at a hotel, but it'll have be in the park. And for Pirates, there'll be a Pirate Cove, which will contain Pirates of the Caribbean, the classic style, and a newer version style, 2 rides, including 2 rides. Pirates of the Caribbean, classic version of it, but, slight differences to make it unique to our made-up park. This will be in its own pirate-themed land. It will also include a Pirates of the Caribbean boat ride and e-ticket, similar to the one in Shanghai, but it won't be called Pirates Cove. It'll be something like Jack Sparrow or something. So that will be though. That'll be his own unique thing. So it'll be 2 pirate rides and a mini pirate land leading from Adventureland to the backside entrance of Frontierland. So if we're looking at the map, you'll go through Main Street, Avengers Campus, Fantasyland. There'll be an entrance into Frontierland that will lead into Pyroland, and a second entrance into the big Frontierland. There'll be a entire entrance leading into the big old Frontierland. Now, one other land we will include a version of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, but it will enter from Frontierland. There'll be 2 sides of Frontierland, so you'll enter through one side of it. So if this is Frontierland, so if this is the section right here is part of our Frontierland for our park, you'll enter in here through Galaxy's Edge, or this will be Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Tatooine. So we'll do a Tatooine themed land that will include a pod racing ride based off the Clone Wars. So we'll have like Hayden Christensen, Ian McGregor, and all those prequel people come back, and it'll be a Clone Wars themed pod racing ride. Star Tours will include in this land, because this land won't be set in a timeline. It'll be more of a celebration than Star Wars. The set timeline's cool, but it didn't work because you're limiting to what casuals can be though. So that'll be that. Then here, you'll segue into Indoor, which will include a dark ride involving Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, similar to Rise of Resistance, but original trilogy, and a Mandalorian pseudo dark ride starring the Mandalorian. So that will be it'll be like Tatooine and Endor will be the 2 lanes you go into. And one final land we will include in my version of Disneyland, we will include a version of Water Frozen, because it's just too popular not to include. We gotta include a Frozen ride. In this Frozen land, we will have Frozen Ever After, most likely. Again, we'll just assume that because the Oriental Land Company have some rules, or deals with Disney of when stuff originates there, when they're allowed to bring it to another park. So we'll assume that it'll just be Frozen Ever After. Similar to Hong Kong, similar laid out with the Ocean ride, the Frozen ride. But we will include, and this will be above Fantasyland. You can enter from Star Wars Land and Fantasyland. You can enter this Frozen Land from both. It'll include the Ocean ride, but it'll be like a minute and a half longer than it actually is, because it's like only like a 30-second or 45-second roller coaster. So we'll make it like triple the amount of length. We will include something similar to Alien Swirling Saucers or Mado's Junkyard Jamboree, but themed to Kristoff and Spin and Reindeer. We'll include another family dark ride though, and a feeder for the Frozen Sing-Along. So we will throw that in that land, just because it's too popular not to include. And we will include a version of Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway, but we'll include that in Fantasyland. That's one other thing I want to add. In Main Street, we will have Great Moments for Mr. Lincoln and the Walt Disney Presents So that will be something that will carry over to Main Street. But that is Konvos DisneyLand. If I was to make a Disney park today, that's how I would do it. And that's most likely if they were to go to Texas. If I was a betting man, it'll be something like that brought in, most likely. If I had to put money on it, something like that would be there. Maybe not as many rides as what I mentioned. Maybe they probably won't do Star Wars. That'll be like they'll probably most likely do Avengers, because I believe they can do that with the contract laws for the theme park rides for Marvel. But that's a topic on. So they'll definitely do something with Frozen, because Frozen's too popular not to include. But that is how I will make a Disneyland from scratch. Thank you guys so much for listening to this video and watching it. I'm going to try to, add some videos, get more progressively, coming out. I'm going to try to make them better, more progressively better. That's what I was trying to say. And, that's all I got for you guys. I do have one more thing to show you, something cool. Not that, not me wanting into my decks. Yeah, let me fix that real fast before I end the episode. So this was a gift from Noah Mox for my birthday about a month and a half ago. So we know torn Konvos. So we did a Christmas teaser whenever we first came out with the podcast, and this was the prototype of it. So he tested out. He tested out red. So now it's a photo of me, Noah, on there. He autographed it, I autographed it. I'm gonna hang it up. By the time this video's out, I'm saying it will be hanging up. But something cool won't sell. It was a very awesome, thoughtful gift. But besides that, that is all I have for you guys. Hope you guys have a blessed day. See you guys next week. Again, please be sure to like and subscribe and share this video, because the more people that watch, the more I'll be able to invest in equipment and stuff for the podcast. Thank y'all so much, and have a blessed day. Goodbye, big fellas.